pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to approve your last minutes.
No, just the vouchers.
First thing I want to bring up is we're going to have less than a majority for February 18th, so we're going to have to reschedule that meeting. There's going to be 2 of us out of town and only 2 on the board, that's roughly 3. So I'd like to move it to the following Wednesday, the 25th, at which time we're going to have
public hearing.
We'll have to have that night too. We do. We have a public hearing. It's for the exemptions. Tony's going to be going to the same place I'm going, but we're not on the same shift.
So what date?
It'll have to be the 25th.
That's a Tuesday.
26.
26, excuse me.
Okay.
26. Okay. We have a voucher to approve tonight for $50,578.28 so that we can pick up a police car. It's been approved, but it cannot be released because it's a fleet vehicle until a check's delivered. So we intended to all passes tonight to deliver the check tomorrow. So I'll accept the motion for that to.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Tony.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
As I guess everybody knows by now, our mayor, Joe Beagle, has resigned. Joe has been a very good mayor. He's a decent man who led us with the 5 Streets program, the water filtration plant updated, which is no small feat with the close to 2 million gallons a day that we produce for the community. So I think his legacy will be appreciated as time goes on. He cared a lot about the village, and we're sad that he has resigned, but we will move on. At that time, we as a board have discussed issues, and we will make a mayor appointment tonight. We will make a deputy mayor appointment, and from there, I think we've determined we're going to canvass the community to fill the vacant seat. And anybody that's interested will be asked to send
A letter of interest.
A letter of interest. Thank you to Wendy. Okay, with that, we'll get those things underway. Does anybody want to make a motion for the mayor?
Yes, I will. I'll make a motion to appoint Vince Allen mayor.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
I need to know the term. What is the term?
The term is till next.
According to that letter, didn't it say something?
Next
Mr.
March.
Burrow?
She's
March
here.
of 25, right?
March of 25.
March of 25.
Next year, correct.
I think the term actually runs till the first Monday in April, if I'm correct. The election's in March.
March of 3/31 of 26 is when it.
Is that
It was the
that's
last
the
day
end?
of March.
I would look into that.
All right.
I'd rather put a call in tomorrow morning.
I think it usually is the first month, if I remember correctly, it would be the first Monday in April, but I could be wrong too. I just remember that from my previous.
With the old scope, 3/31, and then,
Right.
of course, the reorganization
Okay.
will be this one.
And we may have to have a meeting before then, after the election too, if I remember right. So, yes, if you check into that. So the appointment will be looked into in the morning as far as the time frame, but I guess the motion will stand. At which point I would like to appoint Charles Trillian as deputy mayor. I'll take a motion for that.
I'll make a motion. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
And again, we will solicit the community for anybody that is interested to fill a seat, which would again be for 1 year, and they would have to run, that would be my term, and so they would have to run next year in a special election, and again in 2028, not 27. Whoever is the mayor next year and gets elected Would that have to run again in 27 because that's the current term cycle of the mayor? Unless I'm incorrect. And Ann Norks, I see is here. I believe I'm correct on that.
You are correct on the mayor, I know that.
Yeah,
because
thank
of
you.
the interpretation I have.
Yep.
So with that in mind, I'm not going to ask for any officer and committee reports tonight because it's a special meeting. I don't think probably anything has anything much of interest. I'm going to ask for an executive session for a personnel issue, and I'm going to ask the fire chief, Joe Austin, to stay for the executive session.
And the police chief.
And the police chief.
Hey, can I just make one correction? I thought it was wrong, but you said 50,000 and whatever for that car. It's only
54?
no,
50,578.
It should be 46,570.
There's a couple,
Yeah,
there's
but
another
the-
voucher
right.
connected with that.
There was other bills that.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was all 50.
Not just you. It's not all about you, Darryl. It's not all.
Well, I apologize. I should have said there's a power authority bill. A lot of times the New York Power Authority has to be paid quickly. And I was thinking today, you know, we've had special meetings before for the Power Authority, and lo and behold, they're on here. So if nobody has, I'll take public comment, I'm sorry.
I need you to make a motion for the budget amendment,
Oh, yeah.
please.
Motion for $50,578.20.
No.
No. Let's-
Budget amendment.
budget
Oh, excuse me,
Amendment.
budget amendment. 45,000 reserve funds to purchase the police car. Take a motion.
I'll make
for
a
that.
motion, we do that.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I have one other thing, Mayor.
Go ahead, Tim.
New business,
Sidewalks.
well, yeah, sidewalks is on there too, if you want to
Yes.
add to that for.
No, I just, there's some things that I want to talk to the board about, but I just want to remind people, you have 48 hours after the event to clear sidewalks. We've had quite a few violators. I've sent messages around. Some people have been fined here recently, and it's going to continue because it's your responsibility to clean the sidewalk. It's for the safety of the walking public.
Do your best to be good neighbors, please. Also, one thing I wanted to bring up, Tim, before you do is, we have a contract that has run out for the joint code enforcement. And I would like, I haven't had a chance to talk to Bob about this, but I think that should be looked at and renegotiated with the attorneys involved. I think there's just a couple of adjustments that need to be made in wording, clarity, and I think we know what those are, and I'll discuss that with Bob in the morning, but does the board agree that we should also do that?
I know it's been an ongoing discussion.
Yeah, but it's probably should have been done a few years ago, but it needs to be done. So I will talk with Bob Mullins on that in the morning. Okay, Tim, go ahead.
All right,
Please.
so there was a letter that Kathy Manning, actually the administrative assistant for the zoning and planning boards, gave to Wendy on January 23rd, and looking for a little guidance on the intention or the intent of our zoning law and some of the changes that we just did. One of them being accessory dwelling units. And you can read through this and see what she kind of wants. I went back to Tug Hill and spoke with them and the county, and because we're the ones that actually went through the changes. And the intent was that there would be one accessory dwelling unit allowed in the dwelling, the principal dwelling on the lot. And then if you wanted a second one, it would have to be approved by the planning board. So a second one could be in an existing garage, it could be a new building basically, as long as you have room for it and whatever. So that was the intent of the law. They have an application right now on the ZBA that is looking for relief on the size requirement. Basically, the size requirement is 750 square feet each. Now that was changed from 500 square feet. The old law said 500 square feet. This particular one, and they don't know the exact because they sent the application back because it was incomplete, but it's looking like it's 1,500 square feet in an existing building. So they wanted our comments or they wanted to know what the intent was of the law. I don't know if I feel good about allowing 1,500 square foot for one dwelling unit, especially if you're gonna allow another one in the dwelling itself, you know what I'm saying? So we have to come up as a board, and I wanted to bring it up now because their meeting is on the 19th and they want an answer by our next board meeting is the 18th, which is now gonna be the following week. So we're gonna have to come up with something. But I spoke with Kathy on Friday and told her what the intent of the law was. Now the ZBA, Zoning Board of Appeals, basically can grant relief to any part of the law they want or not. So ultimately it's their decision. I just don't know how the board feels about that.
Well, I guess my question would be, if they can, obviously they can do that, why wouldn't we leave it just like it is and go from there?
Let them make the decision, you're saying?
Pardon me?
Let them make the decision?
Well, I agree with you on the square footage, but what you're telling me is ultimately it may not hold a lot of weight in certain situations. Am I correct in saying that?
Well, in this case, it's kind of a unique case because I think the project was started and almost completed, and then there's a stop work order, and I'm not so sure they're not still working on it. And that's the problem. And that's the problem from the beginning, because if it was permitted to begin with, it would have said, you know, only 750 square feet. So and it's not our decision, again. It's not this board's decision. It's our decision to change the laws and all that, but it's not our decision. This is ZBA. It's going to be the ZBA's decision in the end. So they're just looking for the intent. I gave them the intent, the law.
So I guess I want to make sure I understand it. Do we just stand where it's at right now? That's what I think.
I am just going to write a letter from the board, you know what I mean, I'll send it to all you guys, what the intent of that portion of the law is, and that's what I'm going to give to them, okay?
I'll make that motion if you do just that.
Well, there's other parts of it too.
Oh, okay, keep going.
There's more.
So the second paragraph talks about primary and accessory and secondary and to the primary use. With a lot of zoning laws, there's not, if you have an accessory use, in this case, I believe it's a tower that they want to put in over on the fairgrounds. The fairgrounds is the primary use, but do you use the setbacks and all that for the primary use, or do you use it for the second, you know what I'm saying, as an accessory use? So we are in the middle of changing a few things in the zoning law again, because it's always revolving. I think that we should have a tower section in our law with specific requirements. And that probably would help. Ultimately, if you could have criteria for every use that you have in your law, that'd be the best case scenario, because they just look at it and say yes or no, you know what I mean? But that's a lot of word changes.
And things always
Anyway.
change.
And then the third one on here is what I've been talking with Paul about quite regularly, about the drainage, right? Drainage? Yes.
Okay.
Storm drainage, and we have come up with a solution to that too, and I think you spoke to Kathy about that too.
Okay.
So I just want to bring this before you guys. I will create a letter to send back to the boards, and then I will review it with you guys before I give it to them.
What about the towers? That'll be part of it too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be part of it too.
Everybody fine with that?
Yep.
Okay. Public comment, if there is any? Mr. Defoe, Mr. Avalon, Mr. Ciccone, the Narcissus, Ms. Morahan. With that being said, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Can I just let you know, I don't know that we put it out there, but the village's website has changed. Our address is now villageoflowville.gov. That's where all of our information will be from now on.
Take a motion to adjourn and go into executive session
Yeah, I will make a motion, we go into executive session.
for a personnel issue. And
I'll
we are
second.
asking Mr. Austin to stay. Seconded by Tim. All in favor?
I
Do you expect to take any action following the executive session?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.